Not much happening yet, but I know there is some news around the league. So let's update them on what's going on in the NFL.
Yeah, so for NFL news, Cardinals make tight end Trey McBride the highest paid NFL tight end in history. Uh, Geno Smith signs a 2-year extension with the Raiders. Patriots trade Joe Milton in a seventh round to Cowboys for a fifth round pick. Calais Campbell signs 1-year deal with the Cardinals. Um, and then we had the coaches meeting this past weekend, and a couple rules that came out of that were the camera-based technology will replace the chain gang for the first downs. So we'll get our first look at that. The tush push conversation was tabled for later meetings, and a triple header coming to Christmas for the NFL. Both teams are allowed to possess the ball in the new overtime rule. Owners approved proposal to extend replay assist system. This looked like it was going to be towards the idea that new like face masks and stuff like that. The upstairs will be able to kind of call down real quick that that was a penalty or that wasn't a penalty. And then one of the big news for the Bears, Case Keenum signed with the Bears. Uh, so that's what I've been asking for, is a kind of veteran quarterback to help Caleb out a little bit. So we'll see where that goes.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up because Case Keenum has been the backup to CJ Stroud
Hmm.
in Texas. He's
Yeah,
kind of been the mentor down there, so he's already kind of been in this position.
yeah,
But he's played a lot of games, and I heard some NFL analysts talking about why some teams would sign some of the other players that have been signed and not Case Keenum because he was out there, because he's reliable and he's won some games.
yeah,
Over Cooper Rush is who they were mentioning, who they
yeah,
were comparing. It's
yeah.
like,
I'd
why would
definitely
you go?
take Keenum over Cooper Rush.
Right, right. So I think that's a good pickup. Where does that leave our guy Badgett? I
I,
don't
s-
know. Um,
I think run the three quarterbacks. Um,
I think,
and Keenum just hangs out as a mentor for both of them. Honestly,
and then the Austin Reeves, you extra squad if he's still there, right?
yeah. I mean,
Or
at this
whatever.
point, if he unless he like is showing something crazy, I still think he's obviously practice squad guy. Um, I mean, if somebody
Yeah,
signs him, somebody signs him. But it's a cool story. But at the same time, we kind of obviously have our number one guy.
yeah, for sure. I do like Badgett's playing style versus Case Keenum as far as his runability and
Yeah,
stuff. I mean, but I think it's also kind of just a field situation where you've seen kind of what you're going to get. He can win you games,
yeah,
but is he a high ceiling guy comparative to Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen? Probably not at this point.
yeah.
But I love him. I think he's awesome as
I
far
think
as a undrafted free agent quarterback, or
yeah,
whatever.
I think his play style meshes with Caleb's too. That way, you don't have to change up the entire playbook if one goes
Yeah,
down.
yeah. But also, if Caleb is the pocket passer he should be or develops into it, Case Keenum would be the better option there anyway,
Hmm.
right? What you want him to become. Because there's one of the knocks on him on Caleb last year was that maybe he took off a little too soon in some of those cases and put himself in bad situations.
Yeah,
Um, but some of that, just from hearing footsteps kind of stuff.
yeah,
A couple times early on, you start worrying about people protecting.
definitely.
The other saying that wasn't really making news that I kind of brought up is there was a little side, like a little conspiracy theory, I guess maybe kind of an idea that is like could billion to one, but has an could possibly happen. Um, 3 months, the Bengals stadium lease runs out. So and their marketing team was literally, or maybe it was ownership or management was like, we can literally go to any city we want. So there was talks in the Bears camp of, now you have 20 games you can put in the stadium instead of 10, and you do a
That would be wild.
double stadium thing in Chicago. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Especially since like there's not much subsidies from cities or states anymore for stadiums. They're getting away from doing that. Because
yeah,
why are the taxpayers investing billions of dollars into billion-dollar corporations.
Yeah, unless it's
I
like a
can't.
situation like the Packers. That's the only one that's like, hey, the people around the stadium are the part ownership technically.
And even that's weird. I mean, like,
Yeah,
what, you get money back on your taxes because you have a football team? You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like,
I
that
wonder how
that
all
hurts
that does work. I've never really read into it.
anyway, isn't it?
Yeah,
Telling me that whole team is, like, zeros out every year, we spend every single dollar,
yeah, right.
and you still gotta buy tickets to the game?
Part owner, and I have to. Yeah,
Just that whole thing is weird, but I will say every team that does own their stadium does much better,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
I I think it's the only way to go. It's way smarter. It's way easier on everybody. It just is a better thing to do.
Well, and look at the opportunities now.
Yeah,
Olympics, possibly, like, World Cup, there's all these if you get Taylor Swift, you're definitely, like, for sure gonna make billions of dollars,
hmm,
like, you have all the and Super Bowl, you have all these opportunities, for other things too, so, especially with NCAA, football and that having playoffs, like, making a bowl games, all that stuff, especially if you have a,
yeah,
field, it's gonna be domed. Um, so yeah, those are just a little caveat I thought I'd bring up would be funny. It's
yeah,
like obviously very slim chance of that ever happening because I'm sure Ohio's going to do whatever they can to keep a successful football team over the last 10 years
yeah.
in the state.
Oh yeah. I think we should bring back baseball diamond football stadium combos.
Oh man, that's it's like I always remember watching like the Raiders play.
On the Oakland, yeah,
Bad dudes getting tackled just in just dirt.
yeah,
Like cloud. You don't even know what happened. Um, yeah, but I kind of what that was the early days of football, right? So that was kind of
yeah.
you're earning.
I just think it's so funny just to see a baseball diamond halfway through the field.
That's also kind of funny why guys complain about all the turf and stuff now. It's causing injuries. They literally didn't even have grass.
Yeah, it was just gravel part of
Run through the dirt in the warning track. Hey, we got a game tomorrow, bud. Don't mess that up out there.
yeah,
Uh, yeah, but the flip side too is Bears didn't have a stadium, and by week 3, our Soldier Field sometimes looks like it
yeah,
might as well be a baseball diamond, just half dirt, and especially right in the middle there.
yeah,
Um, that other thing I was going to bring up, you said the tush push. I think the rule is going to be there's just no pushing from behind
You,
because on the defense you can't do it.
do you know what I would love is if they were like defense can push. Let's just
Well,
get a
yeah,
rugby scrum. Let's just get a
that's the
rugby scrum going.
that's the honest opposition. Like if you
Yeah,
want the tush push, then you kind of have to allow that.
yeah,
Because like we got called on it a couple times last year, and like whatever, like chop blocking or whatever they call it sometimes, because the guy's engaged and stuff, and
yeah,
it's like why can't you? If the guy's getting pushed, how are you stopping it? No, three
right.
guys lined up, just pushing him. Oh yeah, so that's that's my 2 cents on that. I think should allow the defense to push. Keep the tush push, but give us a better opportunity to stop it. Because mostly you make rules to help offense, typically.
Yeah,
And if you get rid of pushing, then it takes away a play that a couple teams are successful at.
yeah, I
And
agree.
one team really more successful than anybody. But again, like start building your team to do it or building a team to stop it, especially if you get to push from behind.
Right.
Should we tell them about Happy Can real quick and then come back and can talk about maybe the draft coming up?
Yeah.
Um, I want to see your thoughts on some of these early picks, not necessarily the Bears pick, but who because it's kind of getting questionable on where some of the guys might go or not.
Right.
Yeah,
Everybody's playing that game.
yeah.
All right, Bears fans, before we dive back into the game talk, we've got a shout out today's sponsor, the Happy Can.
Yeah, if you're looking for a refreshing way to unwind after a long day without the alcohol, but with all the chill vibes, the Happy Can is definitely where it's at.
Happy Can is a lab tested, vegan friendly, alcohol free beverage that's infused with THC and CBD. Whether you're kicking back at home or catching up with friends, it's the perfect way to relax without the hangover.
Exactly. It's crafted for those of us who are over 21 and want to enjoy the benefits of THC and CBD without any of the alcohol. Plus, it's delicious, responsibly sourced, and do we mention it's vegan friendly?
Yep, no sketchy ingredients, just pure chill in a can. So if you're looking for something new to sip on, grab yourself a happy can and keep those good vibes going.
Make sure to check them out on buythehappycan.com and use code barelyhappy for a special discount for just our listeners. Cheers to a happy, healthier way to unwind.
Happy can, because life's better when you're chill.
Make sure you check out the Happy Can. We are both fans, big fans of Happy Can. It is a good alternative to alcohol if you want to chill and feel a little bit of a
Yeah.
buzz. That being said, the early draft picks, the Shuru or Sanders. Do you think he goes early?
Sure,
'Cause I've heard
Sanders.
it a little bit of that he's been slipping.
Really, he.
The other question is, do you think the Titans go quarterback or do they wait? They trade out of that
I
pick.
I've heard both. So yeah, like you said, like I've heard they grabbed that. What is it, Carter from
Yeah,
Abdul Carter or something like that, right?
Penn State. Yeah.
From Penn State, and worry about quarterback next year. But then you got to get that on everybody on board with that, obviously.
Mhm.
Um,
And is there going to be a quarterback next year?
right. But
Are you in the same position?
I honestly think like this year is like the quarterbacks are just as good later as they are early. Like
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
got Will Howard, you've got all of them that are like Shador Sanders and Cam Ward are really hyped up, but there's some good back end ones that I think are just as equivalent to the ones up front.
I don't know why, but I think Jackson Dart might be like a Justin Herbert type,
Yeah,
in the NFL. I think you're right. I don't think you're going to get many, maybe one or two from this that are like
yeah,
probably starters in the league. Unlike last year where all of them in the first
yeah,
10, the 6 or whatever, or like all had an opportunity to start the first season and they all had some success at certain points.
yeah.
Um, so if you are Titans GM, you're going Abdul Carter.
I think so. I mean, they need an edge rusher. And
He's a generational guy, I would suspect,
yeah,
and he looked like it in the playoffs there.
yeah, I would, and I don't think that Cam Ward and I could be eating my words at the end of the year, but I don't think Cam Ward or Shadur Sanders are it. I don't even know if Travis Hunter is, to be honest, but like he's definitely got more of a factor than everybody else. But I think you get Abdul Carter, you get the edge rusher that you need, and then you kind of maybe grab a quarterback later and see what happens with him. Because I don't think Will Levis is it by any means, and
Right.
I don't even know who else they have at quarter. Do they even have anybody else at quarterback right now?
I want to say Jacoby Brissett or somebody like that.
Oh, okay, so yeah, not really.
Yeah. Let's figure that out. I, I would say the same thing. I agree there, and I think Travis Hunter's up there as one way player.
Yeah,
You play him on defense, he's got great hands like a wide receiver. He's familiar with routes. You know what I mean? Or
right.
vice versa. Um, but but I'm in the same boat as you as far as the first pick. I'm going more. Let's get a generational player instead of a quarterback we maybe think. Obviously they're way better in evaluating on that, but I just haven't heard anybody that's just been blown away by any of these guys at combine, pro day, any of it. But
Yeah,
like I think there's probably guys that have good development if they get with the right coach. Like a quarter Kevin O'Connell or the coach up there in Minnesota, or, somebody like
mhm,
that can kind of lead them down the right road, mm, making Sam Darnold look like he's a solid starter. That sort of situation. But uh, I don't know. It's a hard position to be in too.
yeah,
Again, you don't know what's going to happen next year. It's like, what if it gets worse?
yeah,
And and you do skip on Cam Ward, and he is good.
I mean, Manning is probably the front runner for next year, right?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I guess it kind of depends. He hasn't never been a solid starter.
Yeah, this will be his third year though. So I mean, unless he's staying for all four, this will probably be the year he goes.
Right.
And everybody wants a Manning on their team.
Yeah, I don't think you can go. I don't think you can go too wrong with any of those.
Yeah.
Any of them really. I mean, I'm still not like a Eli fan, but somehow that man managed to win a Super Bowl and beat Tom Brady.
2.
I know, and an undefeated season was one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that being said, who do you think is the best quarterback in this draft?
I think it's a crapshoot, to be honest. I'm glad we got our guy last year.
Like, don't hold me.
Yeah. I think that Cam Ward is a 50-50 shot to me. Like, I feel like he could be good, and then other times I'm like, it didn't really seem. He kind of seems like he's in his own way sometimes too, where he's so cocky that it's like, that's great and all, but that doesn't get you very far a lot of the time. Like,
I believe he was at Washington or something.
he was at Miami.
Well, just the last year, but he transferred there.
Oh yeah. He was somewhere else too.
He transferred there, and I felt like he went to the ACC to look a little better, you know.
Yeah.
I'm looking at depth chart on the Titans website, and they only have Will Levis listed as QB.
Oh yeah, that's not good. Could this be a year where they grab 2? Do you like the Commanders or Redskins and grab, Cam Ward at 1, and then later on they grab another guy?
The 49ers did. They got out of their Trey Lance debacle by having Brock Purdy.
Yeah. He just signed somewhere too, I saw. Trey Lance did. I don't remember where he did. Chargers?
Yeah.
That's
$6 million.
for the Chargers.
$6 million.
Wow.
So now they have Justin Herbert, Taylor Heineke, and whoever we're just talking about. I already forgot his name.
Yeah.
Trey. I don't know. Poor Trey Lance. He got injured. He hasn't really been the same. Don't know if he was him to begin with. Yeah. Shanahan got out of that because he's supposed to be an offensive guru. And it's like, you pick that?
Yeah.
And then, got lucky with Brock Purdy.
Well, it's like our GM that's an offensive lineman that cannot pick an offensive lineman to save his life.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, John Elway can't pick a quarterback to save his life.
Yeah, it's so weird. Like, you were a great quarterback. How are you so bad at this?
I'm great at playing quarterback, not at seeing other quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Not at picking quarterbacks out of a crowd of quarterbacks.
You could tell he never studied any other quarterbacks when he was playing. Like, he's like, I'm just going to do me.
But I'm a running quarterback. No, you're going to be a pocket passer.
Yeah.
I've seen also, just as a side news, there's a lawsuit now between, I don't know if it's a lawsuit, but there's some legal action going on between Lamar Jackson and Dale Earnhardt Jr., the number 8. I don't know what that means.
What?
He's going to have to wear a Budweiser sticker on his jersey.
What in the world? I saw that Pat McAfee is getting sued by that Ole Miss girl.
Yeah, he left her life up.
Yeah. And
allegedly, I don't.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Apparently, the whole story was fake now, is what everybody's saying.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. This is weird. ESPN has turned into a little bit of TMZ-ish.
Yeah. Yeah. McAfee, I think, does go overboard on some things by trying to be funny.
Yeah.
It's like, that's low-hanging fruit. You're like, ESPN's giving you $50 billion a year,
As long as you don't say the F word.
Which one? There's several now.
Oh, yeah.
just not say any word that starts with an F, okay?
That'd be
Unless
so
it's
hard to just think about your entire night, just like trying to figure out how to say it. And no F word.
yeah.
Let's see if
I mean, I talk so much, I don't even know if I'm saying F words or not.
is F
Um,
word an F word?
No,
It's just
that's a letter than a word.
so just saying the letter doesn't count.
The only letter that is a word is A.
Yeah,
Oh, I.
yeah.
That's it. That's what I'm sticking to. Um,
Unless you
so
talk
that being
text
said,
language.
let's talk Steamers. How have they been doing? Do you know anything about how the
Steamers.
Steamers?
I wanted to check their score. I forgot to. They were 2-0. They went to Des Moines to play the Barnstormers, who are a league kind of. I think they're a pretty good, big leader here. It doesn't have live scoring, which is annoying.
No, but we are 2-0. We as in Steamers because we're local fans here.
We're hey, we interviewed the owner. We're part of the team now.
I feel like we a couple more interviews and we might be part owners, like 1% each. But
Holy gosh!
overall,
That's not.
but I'm sorry to cut you off there.
No, I'm sorry. I was looking. The Barnstormers played somebody at one point, and the score is 65-54.
That is Sioux Falls Storm they played.
Yeah, I just saw that. I was like, oh my gosh, it's a lot of points. They played tonight, so I'm trying to figure out what the heck
At Barners. So yeah, first win against Green Bay, second win against Massachusetts Pirates, 37-33 win there. To check in because we do have the MVP from the league as the quarterback here. So
yes,
just gonna look at his individual. Daquan Neal is his name. 8 for 11, 76 yards, 2 touchdowns. Longest was 23 yards. He was sacked twice. Pretty good game, I would say, right?
Yeah.
Rushing 6 for 16, 16 yards, 1 touchdown there. So he is a good quarterback.
As of 33 minutes ago, we were up 35-23.
They're pretty back and forth games though, are they not?
Yes. So looks like it was looking good. I can't obviously give a final score yet. But looks like we might be closing it out, which would be nice.
Nice. Let's go Steamers. And honestly, if you want to go to Steamers game and you want to get 4 tickets, it's 4-pack. Is a discount code. So go check them out if you want to see some local professional football.
Lots of fun.
We have a great quarterback on that team, so worth seeing.
The IFL games in general are just a great time. They do just so much for just the fans, and then you can have players landing in your lap if you're sitting close enough. Football's thrown into your hands if you're in the stands, and they just have to throw the ball away. So it's crazy fun to watch.
Then what league are the Hawks in down there in St. Louis? Because I got a couple guys from work that are going down there to watch one of their games tomorrow.
The which one?
Battlehawks, St. Louis Battlehawks. That's the UFL?
UFL, yes. That's the one ran by The Rock right now, I think, right?
Yeah, that XFL and something else combined, I believe. They play at the Rams old stadium, so it's a regular size field, I believe, on that one.
That's one thing that I loved about the IFL is it's a 50-yard field, so it's just like nonstop, like action.
Like the wide receivers can run from the backfield, they can be in motion. All that stuff I think just adds to the excitement, and they can land in your lap, so that's a cool thing you're gonna see. We want to do we want to do a NHL update. I know that there is some NHL news you have to talk about.
Yes. So yeah, the big news obviously is Ovi is one goal away from breaking the record. He has currently tied the record. Um, so obviously, I'm assuming that'll just unless something crazy happens and he gets shut out for the rest of the season, he's breaking that record this year. Because I believe they have probably 3 or so more games, but he had the chance to break it. I think it was last night. But specifically said to the team, "I'm not breaking it on an empty goal." So that was cool of him to do.
That was what I was gonna mention. I read that and I was like, that adds to his legend to me.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I
You know,
think so.
he let maybe a rookie or younger player for sure get the goal in the open net. And it just I think speaks to who he is, you know. He
Yeah.
wants to make it a real one and make it count for real. So I can appreciate that. That's gonna be cool. And I think he probably will get it next game he plays, right?
Yeah, I would assume so. He's gonna go
That's just
sit
bad.
in the OV
What, dude,
spot. What's
I
that?
mean, I think that's just badass too. Just hey, I want a dude to try to block it.
Yeah.
I want to be better than somebody else when I do it.
Right. Just be like, nope.
So, I want that dude on a poster.
Yeah. I don't know what it is, but like Ovi's got that. By the way, it was done against the Blackhawks, so that kind of sucked. That he tied it.
Eh,
He didn't break
but
it against us, which is good, but he did
it's
tie
okay
it.
because that will not be remembered. It'll be the next team.
Yeah. um. But yeah, there's a bunch of other stuff going on. See there was a Pasternak hat trick for the Bruins. Um, the Blues set a franchise mark with the 12th straight win. So they're going streaking right now into the wild card, which is good for them.
St.
Uh,
Louis won it not too long ago.
I think it might be a few
Came
years
last day,
ago. Yeah.
right?
I would say so. I'm pretty sure.
So they have a pretty successful franchise going right now, or whatever, right?
Yeah. They are ones that have always been honestly the Central with the Blackhawks are kind of just a gritty like they've got the Wild, they've got the Blues, Blackhawks obviously. Like I think the Avalanche might be in there. I'm not 100% sure. But they are like a gritty just
Avalanche had a dynasty run for a while, didn't they?
yeah. They are a just a kind of a gritty just always have been kind of playoff teams there. Other than obviously right now where a couple of them are rebuilding, but quite a bit of highlight saves if you want to go check it out. I also wanted to bring up to you. Have you watched Shorzy?
Oh, I know
No.
what you're talking, but I have not watched it.
If you want to get into hockey, you should watch Shorzy. It's great. It's so good.
Want to get into hockey, but you're forcing me into it, so I'll have
Yeah,
to watch it.
I'm gonna make you. As it's not a choice at this point. It's just you're going to. But yeah, there's just kind of a lot of little things. Obviously, everybody's cleaning up for playoffs are right around the corner. I think it's the 5th today. I think end of next week should be playoffs. I think it's on the 12th. So yeah, it should be next week.
Okay, that's
So
next Saturday.
yeah.
It's my grandmother's birthday. She'll be 91.
Oh wow. Just in
Yep.
time for playoff hockey, huh?
Yeah. She just fell out of bed last week, twisted her ankle, so no hockey
She said
for at least a couple weeks. I'm just kidding.
she said I'll still be there for Ovi to break the record.
Yeah.
Hockey's her thing, right?
No. She's an Iowa girl, and I actually played basketball.
Oh nice.
Back when my grandmother played basketball in Iowa, it was called Iowa Women's Basketball, and there was 3-on-3 at each end of the court, basically. You couldn't cross half court, and you either played defense or offense.
Oh, okay. For a second I thought you meant like
You had 6 players on each team,
okay.
but 3-on-3 each end. You know what I mean?
I thought you were saying like the 3 like you had to just shoot half you just had to launch half court shots.
Huh. Oh, you pass it to the offensive players, and then they do their thing.
It's like Damn, they're just launching half courts. Like,
He used to go and watch professional wrestling and then Iowa women's basketball with my grandma's dad, because it was so fun to watch. Because it
wow,
was like that were really good at offense, were against
yeah,
the girls that were really good on defense. Yeah,
that's a really cool layout though. Like,
yeah. So you weren't two-way players. You know what I mean? You were
yeah,
just one thing. So that's cool. Iowa women's basketball. Iowa was the center of women's basketball universe long before Caitlin Clark, believe it or
yeah.
not.
So did she
Um,
play defense or offense?
defense, I believe. I'd have to ask her. I forgot.